All right, everybody, welcome back to the PPM Winter Circle podcast. I'm your host, Hunter, and to my right is Mr. Rodney.
Hello, guys.
In the yellow is Mr. Randy,
Hello.
and next to him in the black is Mr. Ricky.
Hello, everybody.
Yep. And today we got a special guest on the podcast with us. We got Mr. Kaede Loudy.
Who?
Oh,
Who?
I ain't never heard of him.
Who's this Loudy kid? That's what I hear.
Heard that before.
but I think we're fixing to find out.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, Mr. Kaede, I don't know if you've ever watched the podcast before, but I always started off with one question, and it's a big one, and you can tell us how you want to, any way you want. But how did you get started out in racing?
I was at a racetrack for the first time when I was 3 weeks old, and always got drugged back.
Never know no different, have you?
Don't know no different.
I bet all the friends you got are at racetracks.
About 98% of them.
Yeah, I know.
Whose fault was that? Who kept dragging you back?
The old dad.
Who's dad?
I don't know.
That would be who? We'll make you say his name.
Old Captain Hook.
Captain Hook. Captain Kurt.
Captain Kirk, yes.
When did you start racing, Mr. Kaede?
Started go-karts when I was 5.
Karts when you was 5. Well, so now you're super late model racing, and I seen you have some crate racing under your belt as well. What is the difference that you feel from going from a super into a crate and then back? Like, what changes in your driving style? I mean, there is a difference, but what exactly do you feel is the main difference you have to change for each one?
Just adapting to how to drive one. Crate car, I feel like you're more straight, and you just try and make speed all the time, and then you're like go-kart racing, but in a bigger car. And then super racing, it just kind of depends. Sometimes you race it like a go-kart, and sometimes you race like, I don't know.
Yeah, hair's on fire.
Yeah.
that was my next question. How you think the go-kart, racing the go-kart has helped you with a late model?
I don't know, because if you ask a lot of people, they'd probably say I'm out of control. But, it just, I don't know, it just being smooth and understanding how to make speed at times when you got to drive straight and not bent and wheel spinning all the time.
Crate car is probably not much as forgiving because most time on a crate, you have to kind of get them wound up, so to speak.
Yeah, usually if you mess up, you're done for about 3 laps. Versus in a supercar, you can about make it up next corner.
Restrictor plate race. Yeah. Which one you prefer?
Definitely super, even though it's way more expensive.
Yeah. Well, let's not talk about the money.
Yeah, they make it every day.
Yeah, they make it every day.
So you said you went to your first race when you were 3 weeks old. I know you don't remember that, but my question is, from that 3 weeks old to 19, I know all the stuff you've seen and watched and experiences just being there. How does that help you now?
Well, like with Dad and all his customers, I was fortunate enough to be around a lot of the conversations and ideas that everybody had that he talked to, and just being able to apply everything that I was able to consume over the years definitely sped up the curve a whole lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I know the reason I asked that question is I know you spent whole blocks of time and months not even racing, just going and helping people like the Pierces and Streamy, like you said earlier, and Forrest Trent. Mm-hmm. That helps you in the knowledge department.
Yeah, just being able to, go to tracks that before I go race there and kind of understand what it takes and, how to drive it. And it just speeds everything up in the long run.
What's your favorite track?
I don't know. Usually the one I run good at.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Next question, tacky or slick?
Wide open and rough.
From a go-kart racer, you say that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wide open and rough.
Whenever you
That
cut
comes
the-
from a 19-year-old, that's for sure.
I mean, I don't mind smooth and slick, but it's not as entertaining when you can put the cowboy hat on. And just,
Oh yeah. I mean, you talked about Eldora earlier. The most exciting part is the hot laps.
yeah. I mean, you slide all the way across the racetrack and wheel spin the whole time.
I mean, it
Feature
gets-
time, it starts one laning and rubbering up.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to watch that.
The bad part about it, if you're going to win these big races, what kind of track's it going to be on?
I'd say my first one will be at a place that's wide open.
Well, I'm just saying, if you're going to win World 100, you're going to win one of those big races like that. What's the track going to be like, you think?
Oh, definitely smooth, slick.
Yeah. So you're going to have to,
Put
you may have to learn to like that.
Yeah, I'll have to like it one day. But when I
I'm
get
sure
to that
you
point,
will.
I
You will.
Yeah, when I get to that point.
You'll get there, yeah.
He can do it. He just don't prefer that. It's
Yeah,
more fun to
exactly.
go fast.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll
with
race
that.
it, but it ain't my preference.
I understand.
Along the way, obviously, like you'd said, from 3 weeks old at the first race, and up until now, you're 19. You've had a pretty good season here in Supers this past year with 19 features. You've had 3 top 5s and 6 top 10s. A handful of those, or 2 or 3 of those features you've ran were in Cruiser. But along with that, from 3 weeks old to now, who all has been the biggest impact in your racing career to help you where you're at today?
I mean, definitely first my dad. Just the connections he has and the people he knows that I wouldn't be able to do this because, like, probably 90% of it I pay for out of myself. So, without the connections he has, none of it would be possible. But I don't know, just everybody he was able to introduce me to, and then just everybody that I've been able to align myself with. Like, really, you can't really point to one person, because they all had a huge impact on it.
Exactly. And now, like I said, you went pretty heavy in the super racing this year. What chassis are you in?
A master's built.
Masters built. Well, it looks pretty good all year long, considering the finishes and the great competitiveness you've had all year long, especially this past weekend at 75. You definitely turned some heads down there this weekend.
Yeah, like we ran good earlier this year there at that Ray Cook race. We were battling Dale for the lead and broke a rack, and then was able to pick back up where we left off there. I wish we could have won one, but when you can put 2 top 5s together and win a heat race in a fast time and against that caliber of cars, it's definitely nothing to be ashamed of.
Exactly, yeah.
There's a guy once told me, you can't win them if you don't go, so just keep going.
And then my next question is there a special deal about why your car number is the number it is?
So, Grandpa, Steve Bowley, he was always number 26. So, when I started go-kart racing, that's the number I was. And then when Jim Beeman offered me to drive his crate car for the first time, it had a 1 on it. So I was like, well, I didn't really want to be the same number as I was go-kart racing because I was like, well, this is a new beginning and everything. So I just took the 1 and the 26 and put them together, and that's where we ended up.
So your grandpa was who?
Steve Bowley,
Steve Bowley. Yep.
the Bowley dozer.
In Iowa, right? Or yeah.
Yep, West Liberty.
Yeah. We used to send him some parts.
Bumpers.
Boy, he's hard on his grandpa.
So you've got quite a bit of influence
Yeah,
around you.
It's just been in my blood.
Yeah.
I didn't really have a choice, I don't think.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty well known the direction you was probably going to go because all the influences around you. Yeah, I can see it.
Did you ever think growing up that you'd be competing against the names that you are now?
No. You know, it's like that Ray Cook race earlier this year, like Dale McDowell's just an icon in the sport. And, like, to be able to, I think I started 6th or 8th that night, and I drove and we were side by side, and I just totally burnt through your tires off that thing. But it was just cool to, you know,
He was probably sitting over there laughing at you.
probably, he knew exactly what I'd done. He's like, this kid's going to learn one day. And I got to race against Scott Blomqvist too. That was cool to be able to do before he passed, and it was just, I don't know, to be able to grow up and see the people, the legends of the sport, and then be fortunate enough to get to race with them was a dream.
Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, don't have to answer because there's probably going to be a lot. But who is one or a few of the ones you do like racing side by side with you traveling with supers and stuff like that? Or do you kind of just stay to yourself?
I don't know. I mean, there's obviously, you know, people you prefer to race against, and then there's people you don't. I don't know. I feel like the list of preferred to do race against, I mean, is a lot greater than the ones I don't. But
Well, the more you race and the more you travel about, and people see that you are a good racer, they're going to see that they can race with you. They'll start respecting you more and more. So
I feel like the most, I don't know, the people that actually know me will, I guess, race with more respect than the people that don't. But, you know, sometimes you just got to show them that they're either going to race with respect or you'll have to tear some stuff up to quit.
Sometimes it's just that way, ain't it?
Yeah, unfortunately. It costs a little bit of money sometimes, but, you know, I'd rather get it over with than get drug out.
right.
Now, in that Masters built car, is that a home-owned, like family-owned car? Are you running for somebody?
No, I own that car, so
What year is that Masters built?
it was built before the World 100 last year.
Okay, all right. What's your plans coming up for the 2025 season? Is you going?
I don't know. Yeah, I was talking about that yesterday. Just I'd like to run for a regional title next year. Just gotta be able to have the right partners and support behind me to be able to do it the right way. I don't want to do something halfway and get mediocre results. If I'm gonna follow a tour, I'm gonna do it at the best level I can and put myself in a good position to win it instead of just saying I was there.
Absolutely.
It's that's speaking from a place of knowledge. You don't want to go out there and look bad.
No, so like I've this year I finally, I don't know, came to the realization that you can't just go to big races and take a beating all the time. You gotta go to them little races and get confidence and build your program and figure out what your car wants, and then you can go to them bigger races. So I started racing regional races and hit them hard, and we run good. We'd go to a big race and go back to a regional one.
Right.
Now, if you ain't careful, if you don't do it correctly, you'll give yourself a black eye, so to speak. Yeah.
And definitely run yourself out of money.
Yeah.
But they print that every day. So
Yeah,
it's no
every
big
day.
I just ain't found the printer yet.
I thought it growed on a tree.
They said it did, but I ain't found that tree either.
All right, Mr. Kaede. So I have a pretty big question for you, and this one, you know, you don't have to answer it. You can opt out on
Yes,
this
he
one.
does.
Is it that big?
All right, then, Kaede, you got to answer no ifs, ands, or buts. So,
Trying
again,
to look
with
at your sheet.
looking at, Bud, that sheet is long gone. I've done touched on everything on it.
You're a pro.
That's what they call me. So, you like we'd said before, you know, you've run a lot of super races this year, and you've run in Cruza. On the feature stats and stuff like that, it shows, you know, like Lucas Oil, and now you have Hunt the Front, and you run some Cruza deals. What is, and this is just for everybody because a lot of people are curious at that level, what kind of anticipation and what all is behind the scenes rather than just being a fan on the stands. What is the difference between those series that you see? Like, what's the operations like far wise? Is it smoother with one over another? Is it more like a home feeling with one, or is it just like some of them are just coming to you like, just
I
let's
said
go?
he had to answer it, but I don't know if he wants to.
I mean, I wouldn't say that one feels like home. I mean, Cruise is obviously the premier crate racing series. I mean, it's a good series. I mean, and of course, like, I don't know, the Hunt the Front. I mean, I feel like that's just as much like a Lucas Oil race as it is anything. I mean, the competition's dang near the same. Yes, I don't know. I mean, you prepare for them all the same, and if you do it right, you go with the same goal at the end of the day. You're there to win a race. So
That's correct.
I wouldn't say that one's much different than the other. I mean, you prepare the same, and you try to do the same.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, boys, y'all got any more questions for it?
What's everybody looking at me for?
Oh, Ricky. I know you got one for him.
Got one for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, not really.
He's all of a sudden got silent on us.
Okay. Oh,
Well, you was acting like last time I was acting a fool too much. So, I mean, I'm just going to sit over here
then
this
act
week.
a fool.
About made me mad over it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got mad.
Got my
Man.
feelings hurt.
You gonna bust up the, what would you call it a while ago?
The funky
The
bunch.
funky bunch?
Funky.
You gonna bust up the funky bunch. Yeah. Are you going up to Gateway, or are you gonna set that one out?
I'm sitting that one out. Somebody, well, I guess we couldn't this year, but if somebody said, hey, I got a car for you to drive, I'd go drive it, absolutely, but I ain't taking my stuff over there.
Are you done for the year, or you got anything else planned?
I thought about going to Sonoya, but if I want to run a series next year, I think I just need to chill out and get my stuff ready and maybe build a second car if Tater and Gerald will let me, and try and get ready for,
Gerald and
yeah.
All right, Mr. Cade, we got two things we're going to get into here. This first one is going to be Quick Time, presented by PPM Racing Product. And what this is I'm just going to ask you a very out of the ordinary questions, and you just have to answer them as fast as you can. All right? It's going to be it is what it is. So, all right. You ready, Mr. Cade?
I don't know.
It ain't too bad. All right. Seeing that, didn't you?
I seen that.
You know what that was, don't you?
What was it?
That's Chip.
Let's go.
Gotta get on it now. All right, Mr. Cade, here we go. What's your favorite color?
Probably orange.
Favorite pizza topping?
Cheese.
If you go on a road trip and you stop at a gas station, what is your snack and drink combo?
Red Bull and Doritos.
Which flavor Doritos?
Nacho.
There we go. All right. Ford or Chevy?
Chevy.
Here it is. If you on the road, you drive a lot. What's your favorite type of music to listen to?
Country, probably.
Is that the music you listen to get you pumped up for a race?
I don't usually listen to music like get pumped up because like sometimes I'll be on my own like racing, so like I'm just busy working, so you don't really have time to just have a jam out session in the truck or the trailer. Like you just
I mean,
you wipe the sweat and put the suit on and
I got a question. When the race night's over, do you take a nap in the truck before you head home, or?
it depends on how far away I am.
You just took it away from me.
Oh, dude.
Just,
I
I mean,
know how-
I don't think you can get too pumped up on Conway Twitty.
I have listened to Conway on the way to the racetrack though.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, Conway is Spot on.
Rolling to the racetrack.
You listen to Conway, really. You just saying that to make me feel good.
No, I've listened to it.
It just kind of calms you down, doesn't it? Just-
Rolling to the racetrack, it turns on. And I just like, hey, it's nice to see you again.
Hello, darling.
Hopefully, it comes on next time we're rolling to I-75.
Yeah, and the first person you're going to think of is me.
Probably.
Cool. At least somebody's thinking about me.
Yeah.
I didn't figure he would know who Conway Twitty is, but
He don't know who Andy Griffith is, so I mean,
Yeah.
He does now, but he didn't.
total disgraceful. It's disgraceful.
What are you talking about?
You're just gonna let Hunter finish.
Go ahead, Hunter.
we definitely ain't quick time tonight.
No, this
No, it's what is it on the basketball deal? They call it what 98 feet, and they walk down the court. We've done spun out and hit the wall.
He got quick time, didn't he? Because I waved the flag too early.
It's been nice, guys. I probably won't be on the next podcast.
All right, that's it, Mr. Cade. Now we're gonna kick y'all over to our product spotlight. The product spotlight today is gonna be our PPL part number starting fuel fragrance. We carry it in cotton candy, cherry, bubblegum, and cherry. Oh, I said cherry twice. All right.
Cherry,
It's
bubble
cherry,
gum.
cherry.
Hey, I had cherries on my head here.
What do
Hey.
you need that stuff for?
Make you feel smell good.
Make you feel smell good. Bring in all the
You
chicks.
use it?
Huh?
You use it?
Yeah, I use the reefer
It
kind.
brings in all the chicks.
That's it.
You
See.
put something in his drink.
No.
Don't tell him.
He said all those delicious
Flavors.
words. You want to go get ice cream? I suddenly would like to have a cherry ice cream cone. I mean,
Put sprinkles on it at least.
no sprinkles. That's sissy.
What?
Sprinkles
Well, we ain't
are
gonna talk
sissy.
about it then. I'll get chocolate. If I go like Baskin Robbins, I'll get a chocolate cup and I put gummy bears and sprinkles on it. Dude, you gotta try it.
Now,
Gummy
folks, I
bears.
want to point something out here. This is the two that tells me not to get off topic.
We're talking about sprinkles, gummy bears, and ice cream.
Well,
Everybody tuning in, you thought you was going to get a speed secret? No.
Negative.
I can tell them the speed secret.
Do you cheat, Mr. Randy?
If you ain't cheating, you ain't eating.
There you go. What do
You
you
got
think?
to push the limit.
Is
You
that
got to
right,
get
Mr.
the
Cade?
deck too high,
Got it.
Didn't
car too wide.
didn't Kate get a real good compliment last weekend?
Thought Ricky might want to say something, but
I didn't.
I seen where Mike Muller had a pretty good compliment on you.
Yeah, that was.
You must have not run over him or anything.
No, I didn't run him over.
He didn't run you over.
That's a
did
pretty
he?
good compliment for Mikey.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, kinda, sorta, maybe, but no. No, it's definitely humbling that a guy like him just recognizes the hard work I put in and just sees the potential I may have one day.
Yeah,
There
exactly.
you have. There's your speed secret.
Hard work.
That's your
work.
speed secret. You got it.
Well, I've not been around Cade much, but I've know people that have, and they tell me how hard he works. And for you to get a compliment from Mikey that way, because I know how hard he works.
Mikey works.
Well, sometimes, but Josh and Donk do.
Josh and Donk
Josh and
But I
carry the
remember,
weight there.
but I remember a time when he was up at Scenic.
He was the guy
and he
that
was
was
slinging
working.
jacks and
Yeah.
throwing pads down and working and over by himself. His dad with him sometimes. I remember when he was doing all
Oh
that.
yeah, I remember him slinging a jack for a rat. David.
Yeah,
So-
So he's he's been around it like this young man. Yeah.
It's all he's ever known.
But I seen it and I thought that's a good compliment. Just
Yeah,
keep working hard and things will come your way.
That's the goal.
Wish you much success.
I
Absolutely.
appreciate it.
Yep. Along with what Mikey said in the interview, And to all y'all out there, I know we have a lot of listeners. Kaede has put on a tremendous season this year. And if anybody needs a great driver and a hard worker, this right here is your ticket. He's done a lot of things behind the scenes that all of us have seen. And now he's doing it on a national level where everybody sees it. So, but guys, that's going to be where we end the podcast here today. What?
We're already finished?
You got my mouth watering on ice cream.
He's ready to go get ice
I'm
cream.
slurring
and
over
sprinkles
here.
You buying?
and Gummy
Yeah, I'm
bears.
buying.
and-
Okay.
I'm buying for
Chocolate.
No,
everybody.
seriously, Kate, thanks for coming down.
We appreciate you
absolutely.
very much.
You just made a lot of people jealous.
Just keep working hard. I hope this helps people understand who you are. That you've done it. It's your life. It's what makes your heart beat. Really.
Well, it was, I think it was kindergarten. I told my kindergarten teacher it was like the third day of school. And I think it was like, I think that you had to like count as high as you could. I counted like 56. I said 56 about 3 times. And she said, you got to get better on your numbers. I said, no, I don't. Told her that I already knew what I was going to do. And I definitely didn't get a good report that week. But
See, when you count,
she's a family friend now, so
Oh,
I
is
must
she?
have done something right.
she knowed what you was going to do, yeah.
I'm doing it now, so told her I was
So-
racing. I didn't need no education.
So,
And she said, "Yes, you do. You just don't
School
know how
hard.
much
Yeah,
that racing's
yeah.
got
So
to do
like,
with it."
you know, for the kids watching, like, as long as you got a goal, just keep on digging.
so did you count like this? 1, 2, Dale Earnhardt, 4.
No, I didn't count like that. She probably wouldn't appreciate it that then. She may now.
You're getting the education in School of Hard Knocks. You'll be fine.
You don't get a paper for this education, but you
No.
still pay for it.
My dad used to always tell me, he'd say, listen, son, I've got a degree from the School of Hard Knocks. And he was, I mean, he's still alive, but he's smart. He was really smart. Sit and do numbers in his head and just tell you before you could even figure it on paper. So
I don't know.
I don't know where
Mr.
that
Kaede,
come from.
you do get a paper every now and again. Because you winning them checks against the level of competition you got, that has to be a degree of something.
Well, I ain't been able to finish one that I've led yet. You know, I've led 2 or 3 races this year, and messed up all 2 or 3 of them. Last one I led, I had a 9-second lead and went to lap a lap car and jumped a cushion and had a flat left rear because I got ran over by him.
But you learned.
Yeah,
That is the start of winning one.
Yeah.
Being good enough to be up there and then learning how to stay there.
You learn how to run the top 10,
Yeah.
learn how to run the top 5, learn how to run the top 3, and you learn how to lead. There's a difference.
and
There's a difference.
all 2 of the races I've led this year got knocked out both on lap 21. So I've learned to not lead on lap 21.
You're gonna change your number to 21.
Well, a couple of people have asked me that, but no, I just decided I'm not going to lead on lap 21.
Okay,
Just pull over,
that'll work.
come on by. See you on 22.
Exactly.
I know you got some people you probably need to mention that's helped you.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I mean, just everybody that, you know, that has supported me in the past, now, you know, you guys, of course, Bruce Miller Masonry, JB Salvage, Masters Built, Spare ECM, Jim Beeman, Penske, my dad, Pure Max Race Oil, PMX Hose and Fitting, just everybody. I mean, there's a whole lot of people that, and I'm forgetting a ton of them. Like, you know, I ain't done much of the interview stuff yet, but I'll get there one day. But just everybody that's supported me before and now and in the future, it's just it's definitely a team effort, and I couldn't do it without any of them.
Well, it takes every little thing, don't it?
Absolutely, $50 to
Yeah.
$50,000, it don't matter.
I told him one time we was racing, I said, if somebody'd show up with a color mate, I would jump up and down.
Yeah, I mean, half the time I forget to bring ice and water and Gatorade. Like, I mean, it's just a whole team effort, and you know, at the end of the day, it's a big family.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, that is where we're going to end the podcast here today. If you have any questions, give us a call at 865-354-9669. Let us help you out with all your racing needs. Or if you want to check out all the parts that we do offer, check us out on ppmracingproducts.com and place your order today. And again, thank you very much, Mr. Kaede, for coming down and doing this. We wish you the best in 2025, and always, if there's anything you need, we're here to help.
I appreciate it.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, that's going to wrap it up today. We will see you in the next one.
Hey, subscribe, like.
Hit that button.
Come on, get it up on the wheel. Go in there. You just smell poop or see Jesus. Let's get it done.